What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out a video, per se, about two characters in anime that's very famous. Naruto vs. Luffy. Now, I'm a big Luffy fan, alright? I would defend One Piece for my whole life. Naruto, I'm kind of chill. I don't really hate on it. But if there's like any drama about it, I will definitely hate if I had the chance. But still, I have nothing against it. It's because it is considered one of the best anime out there, along with One Piece. So I wouldn't hate on it just because of that. I only hate on it because they trash on One Piece a lot for being trash, even though it's not. It's not the anime I hate; it's the community that I hate. So we'll be checking this out, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to see more content like this in the future. Let's get right into it.
At this point.
Alright, also, I'll put the link below to this guy's channel. His name's Longs Takes, I think. Longs Takes.
The power scaling of both One Piece and Naruto multiple times. However, pretty much every time that I have, I put them up against Dragon Ball characters, and unsurprisingly, they lost, even if it was close. So today, I thought I'd finally share my personal opinions on probably the biggest debate when comparing these two massively popular anime franchises, Naruto versus Luffy. As both of them are part of the legendary Big Three, it's inevitable that the two of them are going to be compared, and it's a still constantly developing debate to this very day, technically both of their stories are still ongoing, as One Piece pushes well beyond 1,000 chapters, and the universe of Naruto continues on with Boruto. Now that it's the big year of 2025, who definitively wins between the strongest Hokage?
I would still stand by my answer. I think Luffy still got it, alright? I could debate that Luffy wins this, but we'll see his opinion.
In history, and the future Pirate King. Let's get into it. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's jump right in. Now, for this video, so that we are all on the same page, I will be using the respective canonical peaks in power between both Naruto and Luffy. For Naruto, this would be his adult self in both Sage of Six Paths mode and Baryon mode during Boruto, and Gear 5 Luffy as of the most recent chapter, which is like 1,140 something as of writing this script. As this channel is a Dragon Ball channel, first and foremost, I hope I can act as a mostly neutral party in this debate. I have no investment or agenda or personal preference for either Naruto or One Piece. So now let's firstly start by taking a brief look at both Luffy and Naruto before their respective time skips, just so we can get the lowest possible baseline before starting on their more serious scaling. Both Luffy and Naruto experience massive jumps in power throughout both stories, so being stronger early on does not necessarily mean that they are automatically going to win later down the line. Starting with pre-time skip Luffy, his base form was already at city level of power via his feats near the end.
That is true. I mean, he was already boxing with Sea Beast, who can destroy big ships and possibly cities if they wanted to. With one punch, by the way. In episode 1. Canonically. He did do that. So it's kind of unfair here that Luffy is very much stronger than Naruto on pre-time skip in both cases.
End of Skypiea, with both flurries of punches and individually fully charged up punches being able to disperse massive cloud formations and ring a gigantic metal bell. While Luffy never does a feat more impressive than this for the rest of pre-time skip era, we do know that he gets stronger. Even if his base form somehow remains the same, he does create and begin to use Gears 2 and 3, which further increase his power. There are a few misconceptions with the Gear 2 multiplier stemming from both a dubious canonicity movie and a mistranslated databook scan, but either way, the most reliable method is going off Doriki power levels, in which Luffy can match Leno with a power level of around 800, and then with Gear 2 can match Lucci with a Doriki power level over 4,000, making Gear 2 approximately a 5 times multiplier. With this, you can maybe justify Luffy finishing pre-time skip with a mountain level power, at least when using his strongest Gear 2 or Gear 3 punches. Meanwhile, for Naruto, even before the tournament matches of the Chunin exams, he was able to output talent.
Mind you, I've never watched Naruto before. I'm planning to watch Naruto in the future, but right now, as I'm recording, I haven't watched Naruto at all, but I do know a lot of his feats and what his abilities are. Him specifically, the other characters I don't really know that much, but him specifically I know because of the amount of debates there are on social media about him. Jeez.
Strength when he one-shot Orochimaru's giant snake with a small QB chakra amp. At the absolute worst, he would be 10 times stronger than this in his one-tail state, as it's comparable to Sasuke's 10 times chakra multiplier Curse Mark II state. You can get Naruto higher if you think from sheer chakra quantity he should be comparable to early Jonin level characters, which could potentially get him into the city and mountain level ranges. As for speed, both of them are oddly comparable. Both Luffy and Naruto have
Luffy's
frankly
definitely
pretty
faster.
bad but frequently cited light speed arguments from Haku and the Noro being
Because of the not just no memorable beam feat, but also because he is faster than Zoro, the same Zoro who was weak and that can dodge the reflected light pad attack from Kuma. Now, yes, that's a very brought up arguments. I mean, statement for the arguments shown in debates with Luffy and or Zoro, but yeah, I mean it's true. So Luffy should be faster than Light even in pre-time skip.
respectively, neither of which I think are light speed feats. More consistently, they both can react to and fight lightning timers, with Luffy literally being able to dodge Enel's lightning, with Naruto being faster or as
I mean,
fast
to be fair, Luffy is like immune to lightning, so
as Chidori users who can literally cut lightning. So who wins at this point? Probably Luffy.
yeah.
He is more consistently in that mountain tier of power than Naruto
Makes
is,
sense,
so he would
really.
probably just overpower him with a big fist,
He was
especially
able to beat Moria. The same guy who can beat cities in one attack. So and also he beat Lucci as the Delphi that literally makes him a leopard, which in biological means he is a lot faster. Luffy oversped that, so it kind of makes sense that he has a lot more advantages in the fight during pre-time skip for this.
since it's way easier for Luffy to use Gear 2 and 3 than it is for Naruto to use the one-tail state. So Luffy gets a W, but this was just the warm-up round. So
I mean, it's kind of depends. If Luffy uses Gear 3 right away, like Gear 3 in particular, kind of raps because he's literally shrunk down every time he's Gear 3 before the time skip. So if Naruto gets a hold of him during that state, how to cook.
So let's move on to their full powers and the real match. Starting with One Piece
Right,
once
time
again,
skip.
as Luffy has unlocked
Alright.
Gear 5, defeated Kaido, and become a Yonko, the potential scaling range arguments for him have kind of expanded exponentially. Pretty much all the higher end arguments revolve around one of the former Yonko and the strongest pirate in the world.
Year-end deals are here. This is your last
world, Whitebeard, who, through his earthquake-generating devil fruit, is stated capable of destroying the world. To determine how strong this feat is, it spills over into calculations for the actual size of the planet in One Piece, especially pretty obviously it is not the same as our Earth, and
It's
frankly
definitely
is
bigger.
probably larger. However,
Yeah.
the main issue is that there is no objectively correct answer for how large the planet is, and frankly, it's pretty arbitrary determining the method you want to use, especially when the answers can range anywhere from a couple times larger than the Earth to being several times larger than the sun.
I mean,
However, being realistic, I don't think
it being a star size, I don't really believe. I think in my opinion, it would be the size of Jupiter, right? That makes more sense for its size, really.
Whitebeard's statements
Or something like well, what's the second? Who's the second planet? Forget it. Whatever is the second to the size of Jupiter, but yeah.
if current Luffy scales them at all by just having a similar title to him, are being hyper literal. Whitebeard's power is to create earthquakes, and simply no amount of shifting tectonic plates would ever destroy a planet. I think more reasonable
App. It was literally shifting a whole landmass, causing a tsunami. You seen the picture? Wait, I'm gonna put a picture right here, right now. Whatever the picture here you see is literally the size that's so wide and big. I think he has the capability. Like when Sengoku said he could destroy the world, I think he meant when in his prime, because I don't really believe he could destroy it in his current form when he's in current form alive. But he did have the capability to destroy the world, from my theory.
Simply, the world in this instance is referring to society.
No, that would not make sense. I don't believe that at all. Because why? Like, why would he even say that?
And that Whitebeard could cause earthquakes throughout the planet like we see, and essentially destroy civilization. This would put...
No. I don't... But this is my take, alright? I feel like he can destroy the One Piece world if he wanted to.
Newgate and potentially all Yonko tier fighters, anywhere from multi-continental to moon
He just
level
hasn't, because where else is he gonna live? And he also has family here.
in power. This actually is super consistent with other feats and calculations, as the strongest attack we've seen Luffy use up to this
His
point, the
Bajirang
Gear
gun.
5 Bajirang gun, is calculated almost identically to Whitebeard's feat, putting the peak of Luffy's power from multi-continental to, once again, moon level.
Yeah.
Just like for attack potency, there is a massive potential range of speed for One Piece characters, mostly due to the oddly contradictory way light speed has been treated in the story. Well, several attacks earlier in the story have been stated or
Like,
implied.
light speed attacks is literally nothing for Luffy. I think at this point, in like Gear 5, or even probably base form, he's like way faster than light. Like, way off the charts! But he's not faster than like Dragon Ball characters, but I do think he is faster than Naruto in combat speed and reaction speed.
To be light speed, we have one of, if not the fastest guys in the
Oh yeah,
third
he beat Kizaru too. A little man made of light. So if you don't say he's not faster than light, then you're biased.
Kizaru being a guy literally made of light who is constantly being called the speed of light, and
Yeah.
Luffy is only just now contending with him in speed and power. So I'm totally fine putting Luffy as faster than light, but to say he's like thousands or millions of times faster than light
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
seems kind of
It's
just
valid.
blatantly contradictory to what is actually being displayed on screen. As for abilities, Luffy's powers, for the most part, are neatly sorted between the powers from the Gomu Gomu no Mi and
Yeah.
his Haki powers. With Gear 5, which is essentially his go-to form in major
Cartoon
fights,
force.
Luffy's body acts like a cartoon character's would, not only able to make himself bend and shapeshift in an animated way, but also influence the world around him in a similar fashion. This doesn't make him invincible, obviously, as he can still be damaged and run out of energy in this state,
That's
but
true.
it does mean that he is
That's true, but during that state, in that timer he is in, he is literally unpredictable. Whatever he can do, he is just based on his imagination. Even if it's like low level Toon Force, he could possibly boost that up to an extent if he had more knowledge about his Hell Fruit. Like if he knew that he could use his imagination as a power, then he would absolutely be broken. Because right now he doesn't really know that this fruit is the Nika Nika fruit. Just literally gum fruit for him.
incredibly hard to kill or put down. On the other side of powers, we have Haki, which has 3 types: Conquerors, Armament, and Observation Haki.
advanced
At this point,
forms?
Luffy is at the advanced level for all 3.
Yeah.
This most importantly allows him to use Observation to not only predict movements, but briefly see into the future, Armament to not only enhance his physical stats, but also directly attack the internal parts of his opponent's body,
Nick,
and finally
basically.
Conquerors, which he can use to knock out people with low willpower, and also
And without
literally
touching it.
weaponize into his physical
Yeah, without
strikes. Will
touching
this
the
be enough to beat
people.
Naruto? Let's get into it. Now,
course
when it
it
comes
is.
to the power of Naruto, just like Luffy, there is a
Honestly,
massive
he did not even mention Gear 4. Like, he did not even mention Gear 4. Why?
range of power that Naruto can be scaled to. Just like with Whitebeard, there are unqualified statements in the verse of planet destroyers like Kurama being able to reduce the world to ash. But once again, I think this is referring to society and isn't actual proof that Kurama's power is like large planet level or something. As a consistent baseline for high tier
sure.
characters weaker than Naruto, there are multiple different moon level feats near the latter end of the story. Hagoromo both created the moon and then threw it into space, and later on Toneri was once again able to move the moon while also being able to slice it in half. These feats have various calculations that put it anywhere from moon level, obviously, to potentially planet level in range. As
Whoa.
Naruto just scales above the Sage of Six Paths and literally one-shot Toneri, I think it's safe to say he scales to this level of power as well. Beyond this, of course, is Kaguya's notorious eternal
Okay, here's my take. I don't really believe Naruto is like planet level. Moon level, sure. But planet level? Hell no. Just because he beat a guy that can destroy moons does not mean he can do the same thing to a moon. It's like saying there's a it's like saying there's a guy out there who could destroy the moon with his laser gun. Well, I kill him with my regular gun, so does that make me moon level? Hell no.
Eternal truth-seeking orb, which was going to destroy a space-time which at bare minimum contained a star. Now, while Naruto does not scale to this attack directly, he does surpass Kaguya outright by being able to fight and overpower Toneri, Momoshiki, and Ishiki,
Yeah.
who are all relative to or
Because
stronger than
I would have agreed for Naruto fans that Naruto is planet level if he didn't beat a guy that didn't even have like planet durability. He only had the AP to destroy a planet, but he didn't have the durability of a planet that Naruto beat. So he's not really planet level, if that's the case.
than Kaguya, so I don't think it's unreasonable to say he scales to this attack at least partially, especially when Kaguya herself was able to absorb it and grow exponentially more powerful because of it. Onto speed, there are multiple attacks throughout the series that are outright referred to as light speed that either Naruto himself or characters weaker than Naruto have reacted to or dodged. Unlike Dragon Ball, it's really hard to quantify the difference in speed between, say, adult Naruto and sick Itachi, but I think it's fine to say that Naruto is well beyond faster than light. For abilities, Naruto is relatively simple, but most of the time his game plan involves overwhelming you with hundreds of clones and using various Rasengan variations. Of course, beyond this, he has all the benefits of Sage Mode, the Kurama Avatar, and a handful of other jutsu he uses sporadically. So, with all that being said,
Luffy still wins.
Now, I am
My
somewhat
opinion.
disappointed when a versus matchup gets entirely determined by power and nothing else, but for the most part, that is unfortunately the case here. Luffy's pretty reasonable moon level scaling puts him in the same tier of power as characters that Naruto is capable of literally beating in a singular punch when not even in his strongest form. Of course, Luffy does have higher scales, but again, so does Naruto, whose higher ends are far more narratively supported.
Pretty sure Naruto
and
Kevin hurt Luffy that much because punches will just go through Luffy like it's nothing.
less
He's
reliant
rubber.
on calc stacking. Furthermore, neither of them have an ability that substantially diffs the other. While Luffy has probably a more varied defensive kit, I think Naruto, even though it's seemingly simple, has a more varied offensive toolkit and one that is frankly vastly stronger in pure power. So yeah, until we see Luffy make a fist that
I'm pretty sure if he does like do all those Rasengan attacks or whatever, I'm pretty sure Luffy could just pull up the ground and then put it back up like he did to Kaido. I'm pretty sure defense is always the best offense, even though Naruto has better offense.
the size of a planet or start dribbling the sun like a basketball, I think Naruto takes it. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you to my members for supporting.
Okay, I mean, he's been given valid points, but not valid enough, right? I'm pretty sure Luffy can beat Naruto because he says that the Naruto feat of him destroying characters, because the characters themselves can destroy a moon or planet. I don't think that applies to Naruto though, like in my opinion. I mean, it's his opinion, and in my opinion stands out because Luffy does win, in my opinion, though. But yeah, thanks for watching then. Go check out his original video down below if you want to watch him or look at his channel. Yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.